Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, take your social science book. Come to page number 192. So yesterday's class we traveled in road. So we discussed about the roadways. So transportation, we discussed about roadways. So today's class we discuss about the other means of transport, that is railways, then pipeline transport, then waterways, then finally about airways. So we discussed about roadways in detail in our previous class. So today we will discuss about the other means of transport. Okay, ma? So let us move into the lesson. So can you recall what we discussed in our previous class? We discussed about urbanization first. So urbanization means the process of society's transformation from rural to urban. So urbanization in India. So which is the most urbanized state in India? Goa. Then we discussed about the impact of urbanization, then the major problems of urbanization in India. Then we discussed in detail about the transportation system. So transportation means a system in which passengers and goods are carried from one place to another. So the different means of transport. So what are the different means of transport? Land, water, then air. So land, it includes roadways, railways, then pipelines. So in this means of transport we discussed about the roadways, so which is used by all section of the society, so all section of the people in the country. So roadways classified as national highways, state highways, district roads, rural roads, border roads, then international highways. Then apart from that, express highways are there. So we have discussed about the national highways. So which is the longest national highway? NH44. So if you see in the old map, it is mentioned as NH7. So from Kanyakumari to Varanasi. The longest national highway is NH44, but initially it was mentioned as NH7. The shortest national highway is NH47A. Then state highways we discussed, then district roads, rural roads. So who maintain the rural roads? Village panchayat. Then border roads. So who constructed and maintained the border roads? Border road organization. Then so which is the highest altitude road? So constructed by the border road organization. The road joining Chandigarh and Leh in Ladakh. So what is the average altitude height? 4,270 meters. Then we discussed about the golden quadrilateral, the north south and east west corridor. So where does the north south and east west corridor intersect? Jhansi. Then we discussed about the expressways, then international highways. So international highways, so the road which connect our Indian subcontinent with our neighboring countries. So that is the international highways. So these are the things we have discussed in our previous class. So hope you have no doubt in that class. So today we will move to the other means of transport. So first, railways. Indian railway system is the main artery. So artery means so a biological part. So artery, so which carries blood from heart to different parts of the body. So you know the function of the artery. It carries oxygenated blood from heart to different part of the body. So we need oxygen. So we need oxygen for our energy protection. So in the same way, so Indian railway system, so it acts as the artery of country's inland transport. So railways cater to the needs of large scale movement of traffic. So railways cater. So cater means to provide the things that we want. So cater means so to provide the things that we want. So railways provide the things. So that is railways caters to the needs of large scale movement of traffic, both freight and passenger. So freight, so goods that are transported by ships, planes, trains or lorries or trucks. So the system of transporting goods. So the railways cater to the needs of large scale movement of traffic. So here it's we can say both for freight, both for goods and passengers, thereby contributing to the economic growth. So railways, so they help in moving, so large scale movement of traffic, so both for goods and passengers, so thus they help in the economic growth. So railways are considered as the backbone of the surface transport system of India. So railways are considered as the backbone of the surface transport system of India. It promotes national integration by bringing people together. So railways promotes national integration, so national unity by bringing people together. It also promotes trade, tourism, education, etc. So railways promotes trade, tourism, education, etc. So Indian Railway is the main artery of the country's inland transport. Railways cater to the needs of large-scale movement of traffic, so both for freight and passengers. So passengers, for common people. Then freight, the goods. So through railways, you can carry a large number of goods. So you have noticed in the railway stations. So the trains carrying more number of goods. Then so such thing so helped to economic growth. So railways are considered as the backbone of the surface transport system of India. It promotes national integration by bringing people together. So in a train you can notice different section of people. So have you traveled in the train? So if you have chance means just travel in a train. So you can see different people, so different section of the people, so different language speaking people. So the railways, so that easily connect South India with North India. So there is train running from Kanyakumari to Delhi. So if you travel in such a train means you can see the people of different culture, of different language. So that's why they say it promotes national integration by bringing people together. Railways helps in the commercialization of the agriculture sector by facilitating the bulky movement of perishable goods. So railways help in the commercialization. So commercialization means so to contribute to agriculture sector. So commercialization means so to use something to try to make a profit, especially in a way that other people do not approve of. So commercialization means so nothing but so making the agriculture a profit one. So railways help in the commercialization of the agriculture sector by facilitating, by facilitating the bulky movement. So bulky means very big in quantity, very large in quantity. So bulky movement of perishable goods. So perishable means it can get decay quickly. So agriculture product. So you can't store it for a longer time. So it get damage, it get decay. So railways help in the commercialization of the agriculture sector by facilitating the bulky movement of the perishable goods. Its role in transporting raw materials to industries and finished goods to market is invaluable. So railways helps in transporting the raw materials from the field to industries and the finished goods to markets. So it is invaluable. Indian railway network is the largest in Asia and second largest in the world. So Indian railway network is the largest one in Asia and in world wise it stands second. So railways help in the commercialization of the agriculture sector by facilitating the bulky movement of the perishable goods. So perishable, so agriculture products. So mostly they are perishable. So they can get damaged quickly. Its role in transporting the raw materials to industries and finished goods to markets is invaluable. So there is no value. So that means so it has more value. So you can say the value. It is more than that. Indian Railways network is the largest in Asia and second largest in the world. So for the operations and management, the Indian Railways is organized into 17 zones. So for operations and management, the Indian Railways is organized into 17 zones. So Northern Railway, headquarters New Delhi. North Western Railway, headquarters Jaipur. North Central Railway, Allahabad. North Eastern Railway, Gorakhpur. North East Frontier Railway, Guwahati. Eastern Railway, Kolkata. East Coast Railway, Bhubaneswar. East Central Railway, Hazipur. Then West Central Railway, Jabalpur. Central Railway, Mumbai. So VT, in your book they mention as VT. So what is that VT? Victoria Terminal. So a station. The Central Railway Station in Mumbai was called as Victoria's Terminal. Then Western Railway, so Mumbai, so Churchgate. Yeah. So do you know when was railway line introduced in India? Can you remember? Yeah, who introduced the first railway system in India? Yeah, Lord Dalhousie. So from Mumbai to Pune. Yeah, very good. Then Southern Railway, Chennai. South Central Railway, Secunderabad. South Eastern Railway, Kolkata. South Western Railway, Hubal. South East Central Railway, Bilaspur. Then Konkan Railway, Navy, Mumbai. Yeah, so these are the 17 railway zones with headquarters. Yeah. So our station, so our E-road station, so comes under which zone? Yeah, Southern Railway. Yeah, so headquarters is at Chennai. Okay, ma? On the basis of the width of the track, the Indian Railways under 4 categories. Yeah, so on the basis of the width, so you see the railway track. Yeah, so 2 lines running parallel to each other now. Yeah, so based on the width of the track, Indian Railways fall under 4 categories. So first, broad gauge. So the width of the railway track is 1.67 meter. So broad gauge, the width is 1.676. Then in meter gauge, the width is 1 meter. Then the narrow gauge. So narrow gauge 0.762 meter, and sometimes it is a light gauge. That is, if the width is 0.610 means, then it is called as light gauge. So normally they classified as three types: broad gauge, meter gauge, then narrow gauge. So broad gauge 1.676 meter, meter gauge 1 meter. So if the narrow gauge, so the width is 0.762 meter means, then it is called as narrow gauge. If the width is 0.610 meter means, then it is called as light gauge. So gauge, so nothing but so the width of the track. So so 2 tracks are running in a railway line. So the width, so the distance between the 2 tracks. So based on the track only, based on the width of the track only, so they are classified as broad gauge, meter gauge, narrow gauge, and light gauge. The first suburban railway was started in 1925 in Mumbai. So suburban. So if you take the metropolitan cities, so there is local trains are there. So they connect the important place within the city. So if you go to Chennai means, you can see a number of local trains. So they connect the important place within the cities. So there is no such train in other cities in Tamil Nadu. So like in Chennai, Coimbatore, or in E-road, like that. But if you go to metros means, so you can see the local trains. So that is the suburban railways. So which is the fastest operational train in India? So that is the Gatiman Express. So Gatiman Express, you can see in the right side of this picture. So the Gatiman Express is the fastest operational train in India. This train connects New Delhi and Agra. So this train connects New Delhi with Agra and touches 160 km per hour. So the speed of this train, so the Gatiman Express is 160 km per hour. Then metro railways in India. So metro rails. So there are 8 cities with metro rail connectivity in India. So there are 8 cities with metro train. So metro train, it is also like a suburban train. So they travel. So they carry passengers within the city. So there are 8 cities with metro rail connectivity in India. They are Kolkata, which is in West Bengal, then Chennai, Tamil Nadu, then Delhi, then Bengaluru, Karnataka, Gurgaon, so which is in Haryana, Mumbai, Maharashtra, then Jaipur, Rajasthan, and Kochi in Kerala. The metro in Kolkata is the first one in India. So the metro in Kolkata is the first train in India, first metro train in India. It is also called as mass rapid transit system. So metro train, so it is for the fast transport. So it is the mass rapid transit system. As of September 2018, India has 507 km of operational metro lines and 381 stations. So as of September 2018, India has 507 km of operational metro line and 381 metro stations. So do you know, so which state has no railway network? The state of Meghalaya. So except Meghalaya, so all states of India have the railway network. So only Meghalaya, so the state have no railway network. Then the next main of transport is pipeline transport. So we discussed about railway. So the main artery of Indian economy. Yeah, so the main artery of country's inland transport. Yeah, so there are 17 railway zones in India. Yeah. Then the pipeline transport. So pipeline provided a very convenient mode of transport to connect oil and natural gas field refineries and to the market. Yeah, so pipeline. So through pipeline you can't transport other goods. Yeah, so like solid goods or other goods like we transport in railways and roadways. Yeah, just they are used to send the oil and natural gas, so crude oil and natural gas, so to the markets, so from the refineries to the markets. Yeah, in the past, so the pipeline were used to transport water to the cities and to industries. As in the past, period, so the pipelines were used to transport water to cities and industries. Yeah, now solids can also be transported through a pipeline when converted into slurry. Yeah, so nowadays, so solids can also be transported through a pipeline when they are converted into slurry. So slurry means a thick liquid consisting of water mixed with animal waste, clay, coal dust or cement. Slurry means a thick liquid substance. So solid. So if they converted into a liquid substance means then they can be transported through a pipeline. So the initial cost of laying pipeline is high. So the initial cost of laying pipeline is high, but the running cost is minimum. So once if we lay the pipeline means then we can use it for a longer period of time, so there is no repair work, so like that in the roadways and in the railways. In roadways, so the road, so if the transport is continuously took place in roadways means it became big, again we have to construct a new road. Railway track also like that only, so often we have to check it, but in pipeline, so there is no such risk, but the initial cost of laying pipeline is very high. So pipeline can be laid through difficult terrain as well as underwater. So pipeline can be laid through difficult terrain, so difficult mountainous region. So in mountainous region it is very difficult for constructing roadways and also the railways, but it is easy to construct a pipeline. And also underwater. So from India there is a cable line constructing to Andaman Nicobar Island. So underwater, so under the Bay of Bengal Sea, so our government is so constructing, so laying a pipeline that connects India with Andaman Nicobar Island. So Andaman Nicobar Island. So pipeline, so laying pipeline underwater is very easy. Then it ensures steady supply of goods and reduces transshipment losses and delays. So pipeline ensures steady supply of goods and it reduces the transshipment losses. So while you carry goods through ship, so while you carry the oil and natural gas through ship means it take more number of time. So and also there may be a chance of loss. So there may be a chance of the loss of the oil or the natural gas. The pipeline, it reduces the such transshipment losses and delays. So oil field in Upper Assam to Kanpur, from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab, and gas pipeline from the Hazira in Gujarat to Jagadishpur in Uttar Pradesh, or some pipeline transport in India. So oil field in Upper Assam to Kanpur. Then from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab. Then the gas pipeline, so from Hazira in Gujarat to Jagadishpur in Uttar Pradesh, or some of the pipeline transport which we can see in India. Then the other means of transport, waterways. So waterways is an important mode of transport for both passenger and cargo traffic in India. So cargo, the goods carried in ship or plane. So waterway is an important mode of transport for both passenger and cargo traffic in India. So waterway, the oldest and the cheapest means of transport and most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky materials from one country to another. So waterways, so one of the oldest and the cheapest means of transport. So you heard about the waterways. So from ancient period itself, so our Tamil people, so we had trade contact with the foreign countries, especially with the Roman Empire. So how they had trade contact? through waterways only. So we can say waterways is the oldest and it is the cheapest means of transport, and it is suitable for carrying heavy and bulky materials from one country to another. Then it is a fuel efficient. So waterways is a fuel efficient and eco-friendly mode of transport. So waterways is a eco-friendly mode of transport. If you take other means of transport, so they are not friendly to the environment. So waterway is an important mode of transport for both passenger and cargo traffic in India. It is the oldest and the cheapest means of transport and most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky materials from one country to another country. Then it is a fuel efficient and eco-friendly mode of transport. So normally the water transport is of two types. One is inland waterways, then ocean waterways. So sea road. So the water transport is of two types: inland waterways, then ocean waterways. So inland waterways. So India has an extensive network of inland waterways in the forms of rivers, canals, lakes and backwaters. So India has an extensive network of inland waterways. So that means inland waterways. So the name itself indicates. So just they carry the goods. So they carry the goods and passengers within the country. So they use the rivers, so canals, lakes and backwaters. It depends upon the depth and width of the waterways and the continuity of the water flow. So inland waterways depends on the depth and width of the waterways and the continuity of the water flow. So for the development, maintenance and regulation of national waterways in the country, the Inland Waterway Authority was set up in the year 1986. So for the development, maintenance and regulation of national waterways in the country, the Inland Waterways Authority was set up in the year 1986. So the major national waterways are, so National Waterway 1, National Waterway 2, then National Waterway 3. National Waterway 1, it extends between Haldia and Allahabad. It extends between Haldia, so Haldia it is in West Bengal, to Allahabad, measuring a distance of 1620 km and includes the stretches of Ganga, Bhagirathi, Hooghly river system. So National Waterway 1, it extends between Haldia and Allahabad, measures 1620 km and includes the stretches of the Ganga, Bhagirathi, Hooghly river system. Then National Waterway 2, this waterway includes the stretch of the Brahmaputra river between Dhubri and Saadia, a distance of 881 km. So National Waterway 2, this waterway includes the stretch of the Brahmaputra river between Dhubri and Saadia, a distance of 891 km. Then National Waterway 3, this waterway extends between Kollam and Kottapuram in the state of Kerala. So National Waterway 3, the waterway extends between Kollam and Kottapuram in the state of Kerala. It is the first national waterway in the country with 24-hour navigation facility along its entire stretch of 205 km. It is the first national waterway in the country with 24 hours navigation facility. So that is 24 hours transport is there along its entire stretch of 205 km. So National Waterway 1, so between Haldia and Allahabad, the distance is 1620 km. So it includes the Ganga, Bhagirathi, Hooghly river system. Then National Waterway 2, so the Brahmaputra river system. So connects Dhubri and Saadia. The distance is 891 km. Then National Waterway 3, so which is in Kerala. So Kollam and Kottapuram. So the first national waterway in the country with the 24-hour navigation facilities along its entire stretch of 205 km. Then the oceanic routes. Oceanic routes play an important role in the transport sector of India's economy. So oceanic route plays an important role in the transport sector of India's economy. About 95% of India's foreign trade by volume and 70% by value moves through ocean routes. So ocean route play an important role in Indian economy. So how? So about 95% of India's foreign trade by volume and 70% by value moves through ocean route. So coastal shipping plays an important role in the transport of bulk goods in India. So coastal shipping plays an important role in transporting the bulk goods in India. Shipping is not only the most economical mode of transport, it is also an environmental friendly mode. So shipping is not only the most economical mode of transport, but it is environmentally friendly one. So the sea and oceanic routes are mainly used for international trade and are connected through ports. So the sea and oceanic routes are mainly used for international trade and are connected through ports. So there are 13 major and 200 minor or intermediate ports in India. So there are 13 major, so both located in western and eastern coast, and 200 minor ports in India. So the major ports are administered by the central government, while the minor and intermediate ports are managed and administered by the various state government. So the major ports are administered by the central government, then the minor ports are administered by the respective state government. So the major ports on the east coast are Kolkata, including Haldia Dock, then Paradeep, Visakhapatnam, Chennai, Ennore, and Tuticorin. So Chennai, Ennore, Tuticorin. So they are located in Tamil Nadu. Then the major ports on the west coast are Gandla, so in Gujarat. Then Mumbai, Navasheva, so Jawaharlal Nehru Port. Then New Mangalore, Marmugava, and Kochi. So the major ports are administered by the central government, while the minor ports are administered by the state government. So the major ports on the east coast are Kolkata, Paradeep, Visakhapatnam, Chennai, Ennore, and Tuticorin. So the major ports on the west coast are Kandla, Mumbai, Navasheva, New Mangalore, Marmugava, and Kochi. And the shipyard. So shipyard means the place where ships are built or repaired. So shipyard means the place where ships are built or repaired. India has 4 major shipyards. So first Hindustan Shipyard in Visakhapatnam, then Garden Reach Workshop in Kolkata, Mazagon Dock in Mumbai, then Kochi Shipyard in Kochi. So India has 4 major shipyards. The shipyard, a place where ships are built and the ships are repaired. So Hindustan Shipyard in Visakhapatnam, Garden Reach Workshop in Kolkata, Mazagon Dock in Mumbai, Kochi Shipyard in Kochi. So India is the second largest ship owning country in Asia and ranks 16 in the world. So India is the second largest ship owning country in Asia and ranks 16th in the world. So in Asia, India is the second one. So second largest ship owning country. In worldwide, so we rank 16. Then the last means of transport, airways. So airways are the quickest, costliest, most modern and comfortable means of transport. So when you compare to other means of transport, airways, so the quickest and it is the costliest. And most modern means of transport and it's a comfortable one. So through airways you can travel very quickly, but it is very cost. When compared to other means of transport, it is very cost. And also the most modern means of transport. Air transport facilitates connectivity on a national, regional and international scale. So air transport facilitates, it supports connectivity. So on a national, regional and international scale. So through airways, you can go foreign countries. You can go to any foreign country. You can go through roadways, railways also, but the time taken by other means of transport is very large. So more time we take. But air transport, so the quickest. It has made accessibility easier by connecting difficult terrains like high mountains and sandy deserts. So through airways, so you can go to high mountains and also sandy deserts. So air transport means it includes not only the aeroplane, it includes a helicopter also. So through helicopters you can go to the risky mountain region and also to the sandy deserts. It carries passengers, freight and mail. So mail, letters. Air transport play a key role in the times of emergency as well as in the event of natural and man-made calamities like flood, epidemics and war. So air transport play a key role in the times of emergencies. So especially during the natural calamities, you can notice it. So if anyone, so is say for an example, if there is an earthquake or if there is a flood, so how the disaster management authority reach the people? So mostly they use airways only, no? So the airways so play a important role in the times of emergency. Okay, then air transport. So when was air transport begin in India? So air transport in India made a beginning on 18th February 1918 when Henry Pickett carried a mail from Allahabad to Naini. So air transport made a beginning on 18th February 1918 when Henry Pickett carried a mail from Allahabad to Naini. Yeah. Do you know who was the first person to get the pilot license? So pilot license means so in order to drive a flight, you have to get a license. So that is the pilot license. Yeah. So J.R.D. Tata. J.R.D. Tata. So he was the first person to hold. He was the first Indian to hold the pilot license in India. Yeah. In 1953, 8 different airlines which were in operation in the country were nationalized. So that means taken by the government. So in 1953, 8 different airlines which were in operation in the country were nationalized. So airways classified as domestic airways and international airways. Domestic airways fly within the boundaries of a country and international airways connect major cities of the world. So domestic airways fly within the boundaries of a country and international airways connect major cities of the world. The Indian Airlines and Air India are the 2 airline services run by the government of India. So apart from that, the private sectors are there. So SpiceJet, Kingfisher, so Air Deccan like that. But the government owning airlines, so government owning air transport is by the Indian Airlines and Air India. So Indian Airlines provide the domestic air service. So Indian Airline provides the domestic air service and Air India provide international air service. So domestic airways fly within the boundaries of a country and international airways connect major cities of the world. So the Indian Airline, so run by the government of India, so provides the domestic air services. Then Air India, so it is also run by the government of India, so provides international air services. So do you know how many international airports are there in our country? So at present there are 19 designated international airports in our country. So at present there are 19 international airports in our country. Do you know the airport in Tamil Nadu? So where you can see the airport in Tamil Nadu? Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Trichy. Now also available in Salem. But in Chennai the international airport is there. Okay, at present, there are 19 designated international airports available in the country. So do you know air travel is preferred in the northeastern states of India? Do you know why? Because so northeastern states, so there is a high mountainous range. So difficult terrain is there. So it is very difficult to construct the roadways and railways. So the air travel is preferred in the northeastern states. Then the helicopter service. Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited. So Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited has been providing helicopter support services to the petroleum sector, including ONGC and Oil India Limited. So ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Company. So Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited has been providing helicopter support services to the petroleum sector, including ONGC and Oil India Limited. It is a public sector company based in New Delhi. It is here. So Pawan Hans Helicopter, it is a public sector based company which is in New Delhi. Its operations are based at the Juhu Aerodrome in Vailpur, that is in West Mumbai. Its operation, that is it operates from Mumbai. So there is an aerodrome. So aerodrome means so the place where the helicopter or the aeroplanes were stationed. So its operations are based at the Juhu Aerodrome in Vailpur, which is in West Mumbai. Pawan Hans is a Mini Ratna 1 category public sector undertaking. So what is that Mini Ratna? So based on the profit earned by a company, so the government of India so has provided a category. So Mini Ratna, Maharatna like that. So Pawan Hans is a Mini Ratna 1 category public sector undertaking. It often provided services to various state government, particularly Northeast state and inter-island. It provide services to various state governments, so particularly to the Northeast India and inter-island, ferry services in Andaman and Nicobar Island, and services to Lakshadweep Island. It often provide services to various state government, particularly Northeast India and inter-island. So inter-island means, so there are some river island. Or some island in Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep. So ferry services in Andaman and Nicobar Island and services to Lakshadweep Island. So what is that ferry? So to carry a people or goods from one place to another. So ferry services means so carry people or goods from one place to another. Yeah. So Pawan Hands Helicopter Limited. So Mini Ratna one category public sector undertaking. So which provide services to petroleum sector and also to the government. So state governments. So especially in northeast state and also in Andaman Nicobar Island and the Lakshadweep. Yeah. So they helps to transport people and goods from one place to another. Then the Airport Authority of India, AAI. So Airport Authority of India was constituted in 1995. It provides security to Indian airports. So Airport Authority of India was constituted in 1995, which provide security to the Indian airports. So AAI under the Ministry of Civil Aviation is responsible for creating, upgrading, maintaining and managing civil aviation infrastructure in India. So Airport Authority of India constituted in 1995. So provides security to Indian airports. So AAI, Airport Authority of India, was under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So a central government ministry. So AAI under the Ministry of Civil Aviation is responsible for creating, upgrading, maintaining and managing the civil aviation infrastructure in India. Okay students, so today's class we discussed about the means of transport. So railways, then waterways, air transport. So then pipeline transport. So railways. So how many zones are there? Railway zones are there in India? 17 zone. Then metro railways. So how many cities are provided with metro train in India? 8 cities. So name the state so that it has no railway network. Meghalaya. Then pipeline transport. So pipeline, so provide a convenient mode of transport to connect oil and natural gas. Then we discussed about waterways. So what are the two types of water transport? Inland waterways, then ocean waterways. So who look after the inland waterways in India? Inland Waterway Authority, which was set up in the year 1986. Then we discussed about the three major national waterways. So National Waterway 1, National Waterway 2, then National Waterway 3. So what is the length of the National Waterway 1? 1620 kilometers. Then oceanic routes. So how many major ports are there in India? 13. So can you tell me the ports? So the major ports of India. So just a few. Kolkata, Paradeep, Chennai, Tuticorin, Kandla, Mumbai, New Mangalore, Marmagava, Kochi, etc. Very good. Then the how many shipyards are there? 4 major shipyards are there. So what are they? Hindustan Shipyard in Visakhapatnam, Garden Reach Workshop in Kolkata, Mazagan Dock in Mumbai, then Kochi Shipyard in Kochi. Then we discussed about the air transport. So the quickest, costliest and most modern means of transport. Then we discussed about Pawan Hands Helicopter Limited. Then finally about Airport Authority of India. Okay students, so if you have any doubt in this lesson, so please contact me. So just take your book. Textbook reading. So take page number 194. So see the heading B, oceanic routes and air transport. So read it fully as your textbook reading. Then homework. So take page number 199. Third round letter. Sand question. Write any 4 advantages of railways. Take page number 192. Railways. In that second point, railways cater to the needs of large scale movement of traffic both for freight, passenger, thereby contributing to economic growth. First point. Then leave next point and then come to next point. It promotes national integration by bringing people together. It also promotes trade, tourism, education, etc. Railways helps in the commercialization of the agriculture sector by facilitating the bulky movement of perishable goods. Its role in transporting raw materials to industries and finished goods to market is invaluable. So this is the answer for sand question. Then third, write a note on pipeline network transport in India. So take page number 193 and 194. So first 193. Pipeline transport. So first point, pipelines provided a very convenient mode of transport to connect oil and natural gas field refineries and to the market. Then in that same page, last point, it ensures steady supply of goods and reduces the transshipment losses and delays. The next page, So oil field in Upper Assam to Kanpur, from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab, and gas pipeline from the Hazira in Gujarat to Jagadishpur in Uttar Pradesh. This is the answer for third question. So write second question and third question as your homework. So we have completed the transportation system in India. So if you have any doubt in this class, so please call me. So thank you, students. Have a nice day.